happy Tuesday or whatever day it is when you're watching this, and
we release on a
whatever
Thursday.
day is publicised, yeah.
We normally record on a Monday, but today it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, Josh has done well with submitting and publishing the audio on Spotify.
Religiously on a Thursday, yeah.
The videos I take a lot more care of, and they seem to be...
Is that what we're going with, is it? Is that what we're going with? Fine.
So there's a bit more profanity in the audio versions.
Yeah, the audio is the uncut version. You're hearing us raw.
Yeah, I guess. So, Josh seems to have put himself together a quiz
Oh,
for
we've got
today's
it.
episode. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that, Josh?
So, just to prep you, I won't give it away, but I like doing music quiz and film quizzes, right? No! Guess the album or guess the movie from the 1-star review. So what I've done is, I've gone on TripAdvisor
Okay.
and I've looked at some 1-star reviews for areas in Dubai
Right.
and tourist attractions in Dubai. I've found what I think are some of the funniest ones. I've put them together on the screen for you, and I'm going to read them out, and you're going to try and guess what the area or what the tourist attraction is.
Damn, that sounds hard.
There's some easy ones in there, there's some hard ones in there.
That's actually relatively creative, man.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I'm
yeah.
looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's good. So we're going to talk. We're going to do the quiz, obviously. I know the answers. Dan doesn't. You guys play along at home, and let us know your answers. Put it in the comments because engagement is good for us.
But they'll hear me say the answers.
Yeah, but you'll take a while to think about it. They can be thinking about it at the same time, and just keep a tally at home. We'll talk a little bit about the opportunity that Dubai presents you with.
After the quiz we'll talk about opportunity, something a lot more positive than
Previous episodes.
previous episodes,
Yeah.
for sure, yeah.
And I want to know how your week's been first, though.
I've had a really slow week this week, last week.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep myself busy. I have been, it's just been generally slow, to be honest. I'm just chasing leads that I've had on the back burner for ages. There's slow burners. I'm just like, come on guys, I lost out on a few opportunities as well, which has kind of pissed me off.
Okay. Yeah.
So a pipeline that I thought would be excellent just before Christmas has now turned into something of a disaster.
Okay. Something of a disaster. Okay.
But
That's
no,
alright.
I've got a few people that I'm chasing up, a few bits of stock that's come online more recently, including a big one in the Burj Khalifa. We've got a full floor coming online, and if I can do one of
Nice.
those before the end of the year, that would be excellent. What about yourself?
So I started a new role, and it's
Of course.
been mega busy. Yeah. So I'm sort of still doing the brokering, still very much focused on the sales and leasing side of things. So we're still two brokers, but I've also taken over like operations management, site supervision, all that sort of stuff. So it's been very fast paced.
So you're still doing brokerage work, but there's a little bit more management to it because
Exactly, yeah. So now I'm focused on one project. So I'm not doing stuff like the cold calling anymore. I'm not acquiring properties. That's been replaced with the units are already there in dire condition. I'm seeing them through the renovation stage, and then I'm leasing them out afterwards. We're focusing on leasing at the minute, and then we're going to be focusing on selling them.
But you will need more stock later.
Yeah, so in the new year, that's when we're going to do a stock sort of acquisition. But yeah, for the minute, it's a totally different role for me in terms of.
I've got a
acquisition.
subject to talk to you about after the show.
Do you want to write it down? Oh, after the show.
Yeah, just tell me. I'll remember. It's all good.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's
But
how
good
it's
week.
gone.
Good
Yeah,
week.
yeah,
busy
good week's
week,
all round, I think.
productive.
Yeah,
new role,
mate, jumping
new year.
in with both feet. Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
It's looking promising. Yeah,
Good.
it's going to be an interesting few months. Then the new year. will then be again a totally different role, and we'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Nice, fantastic, man.
It's all good. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. Thanks, man.
Happy to hear that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
New role, new you.
New role, new
New
me. Yeah,
year.
exactly. Not quite yet, but nearly.
Yeah.
We're nearly there. Depends when this comes out. We might forget about it for a month. How is it November? How is it the end of November?
You know, I don't know what it is about Dubai, but I've noticed this, and a lot of people do as well. When you get here, the weeks don't feel like weeks
No.
anymore.
So someone said to me, Dubai is dog years. I'm like, yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I don't
dog
know
years,
what
yeah.
it is about the times, but on Thursday last week, the weeks were so slow, so I thought I'd be able to keep track of time. It's going pretty fucking slow. Well, I don't know what happened, but on Thursday, the whole day, there wasn't a doubt in my mind it was Wednesday. And I'm not even kidding you on. And then I was in the car and I was stuck in traffic because I was on my way home. And I looked at my phone and while I was looking at my notifications, I was stuck in traffic.
Yeah, here we go. We're back on the driving culture, are we? We don't use our phones whilst
I
we're
was
driving.
literally, it's like round the corner from my house, we're just stuck. And I just saw at the corner of my eye, Thursday? And I was meant to call my sister on Thursday. It's not Thursday. So I'm like, I check the calendar on my phone, I check my watch, which is linked to my fucking phone, so there's no point in looking at it. And it's like, I don't have a newspaper. I was just like, you are kidding me on. I couldn't remember the last 3 days. I can remember like 2 of them. That's how slow my week was.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
2 of the days. And I'm like, why is there a day missing in my head? What day was Wednesday?
Yeah.
It was the most crazy thing, bizarre, and it's never been that bad before.
But I don't know what the excuse is for that, because when I first came out here, and obviously, I think you're a year. How long have you been out here now?
I've almost been here 4 years, man.
So you were out here 2 years before me, right? So when we both first came out, the weeks were Sunday to Thursday, right?
Yeah.
That fucking flew by.
Yeah.
That was even quicker than it is
It
now.
was, yeah.
Because Sunday never really felt like a working day because everyone in the UK was back home.
Uh,
And then you finish on a Thursday, lovely jubbly, everyone's still working. So that to me made the weeks feel super quick.
I think Dubai's changed a lot when it comes to these sort of things. They even changed
yeah.
it. Now people, most government entities do like a half day on a Friday.
Yeah.
They're out of the
Yeah.
office by like, 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
If they do
Friday,
work
yeah.
that day, they'll be back after 2 o'clock or something.
But isn't that mad how they announced that in what, like September basically?
It came into fruition in like a couple of months.
Yeah, it was mad, wasn't it? They literally just decided, bang, we're changing the working week as of the new year. And that was like September,
If
October.
you're holy, it's almost like they come up with like the right, okay, we'll do this for the sake of that. Oh shit, these people might not be happy about it, but we've already publicised it. So then they're like, right, all government entities can have a half day, right, boom, right, they're happy now. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Isn't it just, yeah.
It's strange, it's
Yeah.
like they change so quickly that, like, they're catching up with themselves.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's interesting, isn't it?
mm.
Do you want to jump into the quiz then?
Let's fucking do it.
You can't see the screen, right? Don't look. Don't look.
I can't read like this.
Okay. I don't know, maybe you can see. Right, do you want to start off easy? We'll start off easy.
Just
right?
start at number 1.
They're jumbled. We'll start off easy.
Okay.
So this review from TripAdvisor was titled Disappointing. Alright, bear that in mind. It's either a place or a tourist attraction, and it's in Dubai. This is the review. Not much to see, only a couple of boats, another mall, brackets, this time with stars on top. Yay, close brackets. Very high prices, only a few people around. Felt like a bit of a ghost town.
Well, it's
This is the easiest one, I think. The clues in there are only a couple of boats.
yeah, I know.
There's a mall with stars on top. Very high prices, that's true, but that's true for Dubai. Only a few people around. That's probably only a few people around. He must have come in the off season, I think, or she. I don't know who did this review.
Mate, I have no clue.
Think about it. Where are there boats and a mall? I'm not going to give you all these clues every time. If you're struggling on
I'm
this,
thinking about the key words. I was.
if you're struggling on this, the rest we might as well stop playing now. This is the easiest one.
I don't know. If I'm gonna guess, I would just say somewhere in Ras Al Khaimah.
These are all the top areas of Dubai. That's a clue. Everybody outside of Dubai would have heard of these areas. They're areas that we focus on for real estate. They're popular tourist destinations or attractions. Think about it. There's boats, there's a mall, and the mall has stars on top.
But it can't be Marina Mall
Why?
because there's plenty more than a couple of boats, and there's loads of
Maybe
people
he's
there.
being exaggerative.
I can't take it seriously. I'm just gonna say.
No.
I'm gonna say Marina because there's boats there.
It's Dubai Marina. If you're not enjoying this, it's game over. That was the easiest
It's
one.
not that I'm not enjoying it.
That
It's like he
was
was
the
just
easiest one.
totally fucking wrong. There's not that many people around. I can't fucking drive into my own house. I live in Marina.
I'll be honest with you. It's all downhill from here then.
Alright, go again. Now
Okay.
I know what kind of game we're playing. Like.
I'll do the hardest one then.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Right, this one was just titled Overrated.
You need to do like number 2.
Number 2, this one is titled Overrated. This is a bit harder. Prices are too high for the quality of the houses. Windows are falling apart, air cons are old and unclean, and the rooms are too small. You can find better in other communities. This was actually taken from Property Finder. That's a clue for you.
Right. So it's a community.
It's a community in Dubai, yeah.
Somewhere that's shit.
Prices are too high for the houses.
I'm guessing it could possibly be either an independent developer, or maybe it was a mix of developers, or it could be Denmark properties because they can have very high prices sometimes.
Would you like a clue?
Yes.
It's neither of those. After this, I think they're all more funny than they are serious.
Well, I have no idea, mate. It's
Okay, we'll skip over this one. Arabian Ranches. But you don't know your
Oh
commercial
well,
events.
I guess yeah. The villa communities construction can be a bit off sometimes.
Right, this one, slightly longer, but I picked it for the title, which is amazing. The title of this is just Tired Old Lady. Right, so the review goes. The rooms need a serious renovation with the fabrics faded and the carpets dirty and fluffing, as well as the phones that were ancient and stuck in the 90s. Only 2 of the 5 restaurants on the property were open, as well as the kids club being closed, and no disclosure of this on booking. I ordered eggs for breakfast at the buffet and they never arrived. The plug in my room the plug in my room was not plugged in, and when we asked for assistance, nobody knew what was wrong. Nobody came to assist us. Did they not know what was wrong, or did they not know? Did they not come to assistance? Anyway, there was no face towels available, despite the fact we were taken on a tour of this hotel so that they could give themselves the time to prepare. I could carry on forever.
So I'm guessing it's a hotel, and I need to guess which hotel.
Yeah.
Tired old lady.
Tired Old Lady is the title of the review.
Maybe she's tired from walking around and dealing with this bullshit.
I would say the biggest clue there is that the rooms need a renovation. The phones were stuck in the 90s. That's quite a big clue.
Places.
There's quite a few restaurants there, and only 2 of the 5 are open. There's a kids club. You're only on 1 out of 2 so far. You're on 50%. You need to up that.
I haven't got a single one right.
Yeah, you got Dubai Marina.
I'd fucking
technically,
tell me.
But you guessed, yeah. But you guessed.
Stuck in the 90s, bro. There's old and new buildings in every community.
But this is a hotel.
Yeah, there's old and new hotels in every.
I would
community.
say this is one of the most popular hotels, not just in Dubai, but in the world.
It has to be Rixos. Or the Hilton.
Big one.
Hilton.
No. That was the Burj Al Arab. Yeah. Tired old lady does not like the Burj Al Arab.
Burj Al
You're not
Arab.
enjoying this, are you? This is a bad
I'm
segment.
thinking too into it. That should be more obvious, like as if I was a fucking tourist and I only knew a few landmarks. Right, I'm getting the
Yeah, okay.
next.
Right, so this one is titled...
Why are they fucking complaining? Like, the socket.
The plug was unplugged. Come on, just plug it in.
Is that all you have to complain about? The Burj fucking Al Arab.
Right,
Fuck
this one.
off.
Alright, this is an area. This isn't a tourist location. A tourist attraction.
6-star bloody hotel.
This one is just called Surprised, but not in a good way. Okay, sorry. I love this review. This is brilliant because it's so accurate. Right, okay. Didn't realise I didn't realise that this looks like a cross between East Berlin in the Cold War days and some old dockyard. Not what I imagined at all. This is, when you hear the answer for this, you're going to be like, fucking of course it does.
Dockyard.
East Berlin in the Cold War days.
That's grim. I don't know.
That's a damning condemnation. I'll give, right, for this one, there were so many reviews I could have picked. Like, so many. But this was the shortest and the snappiest. This is why I went for this. Again, it's one of the most popular places in Dubai. Didn't realise that it looks like a cross between East Berlin in the Cold War days and some old dockyard. Not at all what I imagined. So this person has like high hopes for this.
Maybe they went to Barsha Heights.
They've heard of this before coming to Dubai. These are all tourists.
I
Nobody's
don't
heard of
get it. I
Barsha
mean, it
Heights.
could be like Dira waterfront or something.
It could. That's a good guess. It's wrong, but it's a good guess.
But a dockyard is like where
Yeah.
boats are.
Yeah. Right, okay. To a tourist, I would assume it's a dockyard. We both residents here. I don't think it's typically known for docking boats.
I don't know.
Don't overthink it. Come on, just give me an area of Dubai where people would have high expectations and it just looks like a boatyard. And a cross between East Berlin and the...
I don't know, man. I'm really bad at this.
You're terrible. You've got 1 out of 3 so far. You're on 33%.
A dockyard.
Yeah. It's famous for its boats and its relationship with the sea.
I've told you already. I mean,
Just give us a guess. If you have never heard of Dubai before, you've heard of this place.
Dubai Creek.
Hey, that's the worst guess
Burj
I've ever
Khalifa.
heard. It's the Palm Jumeirah. When you're in it, when you're in the thick of it, you would not know it's a man-made island that looks like a palm. Some of the buildings are old, they're a bit dilapidated. That's a fucking good review. You're terrible at this.
But listen, when was that made?
The palm?
No, the fucking review.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't keep record.
You should keep that because if it was like, 2010, then it might have done.
I'm sorry, do you want me to include the dates these reviews were made next time?
Well, possibly. I don't
Okay,
know.
right. Should I give you a really, really easy one?
Berlin.
East Berlin.
In the Cold War days. I would have loved to be in the Cold War days in Berlin.
No, East Berlin in the Cold War days was like grey and dull and boring. Anyway, let's not slag off Dubai because we're not doing that anymore. Right. Do you want the easiest one or the hardest one? Both of them are hilarious.
I'll start with the easiest.
Okay.
And get myself a fucking drink.
Okay, right, we're pausing here for dramatic effect. Okay, this one is just titled Return My Money.
Oh god.
The review goes, I want my money. Please send me my money. Never I will use your website. Make My Trip is best website.
Rock bottom.
No, so this was the Dubai Wheel, but the reason I picked it,
Dubai will.
the Dubai Wheel, you know,
Oh, wheel. The Ain Dubai.
the AIM Dubai, yeah. But the reason I picked it is because there was that review. I want my money. Please send me my money. Never will I use your website. Make My Trip is the best website. And then he said that, and then he put a screenshot of his booking, and this review is under the Dubai Wheel, Dubai AIM. But there's a screenshot of his booking for Museum of the Future.
So he got it the whole
He
thing
got
wrong.
the whole thing wrong. Right, okay. I'll give.
What a fucking idiot.
How was that ever going to get that? That's a trick question.
Okay, do you want another trick question? Okay, this one's really good. Right, I can't give you the title of this one because it gives it away. But the review goes as follows, and it's a bit of a long one, so plug in.
I like the long one.
Right, okay. Sorry, this is ridiculous. And they mentioned the place a few times, so I need to be careful not to say it. Well, I can only say that the beautiful scenery of X was completely and utterly destroyed by the egocentric bus driver. Ali talked incessantly for 10 hours. His banal jokes, sexist and sophomoric remarks, and ridiculously obscure musical asides and selections made for a tedious day. He could not tell a story in a straight line if his life depended on it. The only good thing I could say is that we arrived back at X within an hour. Oh no, sorry, an hour early. What a fucking awesome review, though.
You're not talking about a place, you're talking about the journey in between. So, I don't know if they're at a hotel or a landmark, wherever they started off. I think she's reviewing the bus journey. This bus journey, this tourist bus thing. So how am I meant to guess where the fuck they were in the first place? This is a terrible quiz.
Do you want a clue?
I'm just gonna say the frame.
Do you want a clue?
No.
Okay. You don't, that's it. Do you want me to give you the title?
Okay.
The title, and I like the alliteration here, is just Highlands Headache.
Headlands Hotel? No.
Nah, this is Scotland.
Oh, fuck you.
This is a review of the Loch Ness.
Is it?
Yeah. I've got to throw in a curveball, come on! How did you not know that? And also, I just love the fact that the bus driver was called Ali.
Yeah.
I've not even made that up. The bus driver's genuinely there called Ali.
A-L-L-Y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is
Not
that a Scottish
A-L-I.
name? A-L-L-Y, is that a Scottish name?
I guess. Alistair.
Okay, we've got 2 left.
Ali.
And so far, you're 1 out of however many we've done. I've lost track. Do you want number 1 or number 2?
2.
Okay, number 2. It's quite a tough one, I'm sorry.
You've all been fucking impossible.
So this one is titled, I don't see the point of this.
Okay.
Okay, right, the review goes, I can believe, but I think they meant I can't believe. I can't believe this is actually graded as a tourist attraction. Pathetic.
Oh,
Full stop.
damn.
Waste of time. Full stop.
Damn.
That's the review. I can't believe this is actually graded as an attraction. Pathetic. Waste of time.
Is it the...
This one relates quite closely to you. You'd agree with this. And you dislike this thoroughly. And on a previous episode, you've spoken about how much you dislike this.
I speak about a lot of things I don't like. So,
Yeah, we've noticed.
and this is incredibly hard, this quiz. I never thought it would be this hard. Something I dislike. Fucking hell.
In this one, genuinely, this one's in Dubai.
Obviously.
And I agree with him. There is no way on heaven or earth this should be described as a tourist attraction, but it had about 3,000 reviews on TripAdvisor. You hate it. It's the worst design of one of these I've ever seen in any country ever, but it is in every country ever. We spoke about it last week or the week before whenever we did our driving thing. Ooh, that was a clue.
Honestly, I'm shocked at this, but maybe my brain's not working today.
These are quite hard, I'll be honest.
I don't know.
Come on, you've got to give a guess.
Ah, jeez.
What do I hate that's a waste of time?
It's not a waste of time, but it doesn't work properly. It's classed as a tourist attraction, but it's not. It's not a tourist attraction.
Bloody hell.
But you hate it. You've spoken about how much you hate it.
Al Khail Road,
No. Is that your guess?
I guess.
This is Dubai Metro. Which is fair enough.
I've never said I hated the metro. I said
It doesn't work properly because it
does.
only goes down one road.
it's not a waste of time if what you're seeing is on the metro.
But if you thought it was an attraction...
It's not an attraction.
No, exactly. So that's why this guy said pathetic and a waste of time. I imagine what's happened is...
The only transit system in Dubai. That's,
I imagine-
how is that an attraction?
No, because if you go to New York, you've got to do the subway, right? That's a...
No.
Yeah, 100%.
Only if you need. No.
100%.
It's one of the quickest ways to get around.
No, the New York subway is an attraction in its own. 100%. 100%.
Have
The
you
most
been?
exciting... Yeah, I have. I've been on the subway.
What's and?
You get people drumming, I think you have people dancing. If you go to New York, you've got to do the subway. That's fact.
I'll do it because you know I can get from A to B.
No, because there's a thing that you've got to do it. Anyway, you're on one out of however many we've done so far.
Listen, I went on the Munich in Germany subway.
But that's a big thing.
Oh, it's massive. It's fucking
But that's
complex.
a tourist attraction.
I was lost, man.
Yeah, our Brussels viewers
I had
are
a guy with me who had borderline Asperger's, and I swear to God, if we didn't have him with us, we would not know where to go.
Really?
He
That
fucking
intense?
clicked onto it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know autism, Asperger's, the difference, to be honest. But that guy knew shit
Fair enough.
about trains and subways. And if it wasn't for him, and we're like this with our fucking steins or masts, depending on where you are from Germany.
By the way, our German viewers, we're really sorry that you said you pissed on everyone last week.
I didn't tell him to cut that out.
Alright, do you want the last one?
Anyway,
Oh no, by the way,
I don't want to diss the transit system in Dubai.
Yeah.
Right. There isn't enough of it, that's all I'm saying.
There isn't,
Like-
and they're improving it as we speak.
Well, they just add more onto the line.
yeah, but it's going more inland, which is
But
going to be
it-
amazing.
Yeah, I guess. And you can't really. Fuck it, doesn't matter. I don't want to get into that.
Let's not get into it. The coolest thing about the metro is that there's women carriages. That's quite cool.
If you think it is, man.
It is
There's
quite
also
cool.
like the gold, where like
Yeah.
if you pay that extra £2 per journey, which does add up. I used to take gold because I thought it was.
Because you used to be getting paid a salary,
Yeah, I used to take the metro to work, right? And I would do gold because I thought like I would get a seat and stuff. But it's almost as busy as the other one, except different types of people.
Fair enough. I don't know what to add to that. I've never taken the metro. Or I've taken it twice.
Try the gold one day and you'll understand. Like if you go to like the Emirates Mall from I don't know fucking Marina, right? It's not too far.
Okay.
But you jump on the normal carriages, obviously not the ladies and the kids ones.
Obviously. Is there a kids' carriage?
They're together. You just told me.
No, I told you there was a woman's carriage. I didn't know there was a kids'
Oh,
carriage.
it's women and kids.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I think.
Okay.
But you'll get on this one and it's absolutely crammed every single time.
The gold carriage.
No, the
Sorry.
normal one.
No.
No, right?
No.
Fucking catch on quick, don't you? Just fucking do it.
Okay, moving on. The last question, okay? We're going to finish on a high. You're going to get this one, I'm sure of it. This one is titled, Don't Believe the Hype. You could probably get it off that alone, but we'll go with it. Don't believe the hype. This was the most overrated aspect of our entire trip. The X was all of 3 minutes long. The crowds were ridiculous. If you're there anyway, then by all means, take it in. But I wouldn't bother making special efforts to go to the X.
Burj Khalifa.
Think about it. Why would you go to the Burj Khalifa?
It wouldn't be 3 minutes long, but the Burj Khalifa, in my opinion, the level that you go to isn't the highest in the Burj.
I agree. Okay, you're on the right tracks. I'm going to give you some clues.
Although
I want you to go out on a high.
I did enjoy that though, to be fair.
I want you to go out on a high. It's still the highest point you can go in the UAE, in Dubai. So come on, think about it. You're on the right track to the Burj Khalifa. The key fact here is X was all of about 3 minutes long.
The Marina zip line.
Oh, fucking come on, man. You're so close. You're further away now. You were close with the Burj Khalifa. Come on. Come on. It's in the same area as the Burj Khalifa. Come on, man. Think about it. It lasts about 3 minutes. Alright, I'll give you one clue. But this only counts as half a point if I give it to you, alright? Do you want to take it?
Clue, yeah.
Okay, but you're only going to get half a point.
That's fine.
But the clue is, it only lasts about 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I.e., it only lasts about one song.
Oh. The Burj Khalifa fountain.
Bang! The Burj Khalifa, well, just the fountains.
Can you tell me the comment again?
This was the most overrated aspect of our entire trip. The fountain show was all of 3 minutes long. The crowds were ridiculous. If you're there anyway, by all means, take in the show. But I wouldn't bother making any special efforts to get to the fountain show. And I'm going to be honest with you, I completely agree with that.
I've never seen it.
What?
I think I might have seen it. I don't know, but
Mate, when you're there, it's fucking cool. It's every half an hour from I think 6 p.m.
Oh, maybe I have seen it.
You
Yeah,
must
but
have.
I don't
You
know
must
if it
have
was.
yeah, it was just nice to see. I wouldn't make any special effort to see it.
Exactly. No, I totally agree with
But
you.
I would go out and see it if I was visited the Burj Khalifa. I went to the top.
Or if you're in Dubai Mall or something at
If
the
you
time.
go and see the top of the Burj, you
Yeah.
come downstairs, you go outside, you go to fucking Five Guys or whatever, get
Yeah.
yourself a burger, sit outside,
Watch the fountain.
watch
yeah.
the fountain show.
Or you can time it if you
But
go
the
to the
crowd-
top of the Burj Khalifa.
During the tourist seasons, it is fucking busy down
Yeah,
there.
yeah. But if you time your trip to the top of the Burj Khalifa, do it any time after 6 o'clock in the evening, and you can watch it from the top of the Burj Khalifa. And that's pretty cool. That's the only real area that you can get all of it in.
Alright.
Yeah, mate. 1.5 out of
That was
One,
pretty
2,
hard to be
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1.5 out of 8. Not bad.
fair. That was pretty shocking.
Not
to be
bad.
fair. I don't
We
know.
will. I had fun putting this together.
I
I'm telling
imagine you did because you had the answers.
Yeah, I had fun with
But
this.
I'm gonna do another one for you next time.
You're going to do one for me?
Based on like pubs, clubs.
No,
things
it's
that-
got to be tourist attractions that the viewer will know. Otherwise, there's no point.
But why don't we get into the intricacies of things like if you were living here?
Okay. I had fun doing this.
I imagine you did.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun
I
doing
think the
this.
Loch Ness was a bit of a bummer, but
I had to throw a curveball in there,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on. And that was quite fun. I just loved the fact that the driver was called Ali. I loved it. I couldn't resist when I found it. I knew I wanted to put
I
something
should have
in
been
there.
smarter about that one. But it didn't give me any indication.
I genuinely, well, there's something in it about the beautiful scenery. I thought you were going to go, oh, well, that can't be the UAE.
thought I
Because
was going to be sucking my own cock. as well,
Where is it? Scottish. Scottish
Well, I can
Highlands
only
was
say that the beautiful scenery of the
utterly
Scottish Highlands,
destroyed by the egotistic bus driver.
egocentric bus driver / guy,
And talked
incessantly for 10 hours.
His below jokes, sexist and sophomoric.
Sophomoric.
I don't know what sophomoric means.
Basically, like a high schooler. So I assume this guy had the.
You
You know,
know,
in The Simpsons.
you know what it is? He probably did have patter, but this posh bird didn't
Yeah.
really understand it. Is it
I
a
agree.
woman?
Is it a woman?
I can't remember.
You
the
don't know if
icon.
it's women, you don't know what date it was done, you don't know anything. There's no.
Alright, so moving forward, we'll save the entire review, yeah? By the way, this was fucking hard to put together.
I think, yeah, as long as you had fun.
I did have fun. Did you have fun doing it?
I couldn't get anything, man.
You got 1.5 out of 8.
I'm gonna put one together that, you know, is possible.
Okay. Okay, alright.
I'll try.
I disagree. I think I should put the quizzes together.
Okay, if you want to do it again.
I do want to do it again. But maybe we'll mix it up. So we did locations and tourist attractions
You
this
know, now
time.
that you've got a laptop, the world's your oyster, right?
Oh, excuse me.
Right.
I had a lot of fun with that.
Let's talk about opportunity.
Opportunity in Dubai. Do you mind if I start? I've got 2 examples.
I think you should, yeah.
Alright. So the reason I wanted to talk about opportunity is because 1, we need to start being more positive about Dubai.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair. And 2, I genuinely believe since I've been in Dubai, I've been more beset with opportunity than I have anywhere else in my life, right? So, as we spoke about in episode 1, I applied for the job to come out here, right? I did the interview stage, I applied for it, CV sent off, all that sort of stuff, as you do. I would say, a year and a half into working at the company that we work at, I then went and did a refresher RERA course. On that RERA course, there was a woman that had just started up a real estate company. She just moved over from Dubai, from the UK, sorry. I started talking to her, we exchanged numbers. Because I'd been out here for a year and a half, she was fresh out here. She would then be contacting me with any sort of questions that she would have, and I would answer her. We did a couple of viewings with each other. I still worked for the company, was very happy. And then 3 or 4 months later, she messaged me and she said, I'm looking for somebody to come and work for me. I want an office junior. And I went back and said, why get a junior? Why not have somebody that can come in and take over the whole department? And she said, that's great. Do you want to do it? And I said, okay, let's have an interview. She gave me an interview. I got the job. So that was just a chance encounter, a training course. We exchanged numbers, and I got a job out of that. And I was at that job for 6
And
months.
that was just basic networking, right?
Just basic networking, yeah, exactly. But those sort of opportunities, I did a lot of networking.
And there
back
are
in
a
the
lot
UK.
of events. There are so many
So
events. Yeah.
But I did that back in the UK when I was working at law firms. I was doing networking constantly just to build my contacts. I never really had an opportunity like that come up. The job I'm currently at, I was still at my original company that I came out to work for. I did a viewing on a flat, and it turned out the guy that was viewing was looking to acquire more apartments so that he could sublease them into a holiday homes company. We stayed in touch over the year that it was from that viewing to when I eventually.
Because as a
started
broker,
working.
he's essentially a landlord, which you can lease your clients. You
Yeah,
can bring your clients
exactly.
to him. Yeah.
And 1 year later, he reached out to me and said, we're growing our business development team. We need this amount. This person is going to be doing this amount of responsibility. We're going to be paying this. I think you've got a lot of transferable skills. We've been in touch for a year. Do you want to come and work for us? So I took the opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's never happened to me in the UK before. 2 chance encounters in Dubai. I've got 2 jobs out of. I think that's really unique to Dubai, right?
I do believe that, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a really, in my experience, that's really unique.
Part of my story of my professional story is that I met my ex-boss. I still work for the same company. She used to work for this company. She's not there anymore. But when I was in construction, I met her. Literally, I went into shared accommodation.
Yeah. I think you mentioned this in episode 1 or
I
something.
did,
Yeah.
and I met her, and she was talking about her job, and 2 years later, I didn't stay with her for 2 years. I moved out, did this, did that,
But
did that.
you kept in touch with her,
I
right?
kept in touch, stayed friends, and then I realised, you know what, I want to give that job a shot, and I did, and I didn't even need to do an interview.
Yeah, exactly.
It was as simple as that, and I think Dubai is not at all lemonade, please. Dubai, like, you can get opportunities through applications as well as just who you know. If you give someone a good impression of your work ethic, your attitude to life and everything else, then they will see that and they will do something about it on your behalf, as long as they see it, because at the end of the day, reputation is a big thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely, right? I think it's like we said, I think way back on episode 1, Dubai is the American dream from the 1950s or the 40s or whatever you want to say it is, right?
There's always someone starting something that you could be a part of. And it's good and it's bad. Like, it can be dangerous. Obviously, you don't know what you're getting into half the fucking time. Or it can be, an excellent opportunity to be in a position of responsibility.
Yeah, the risk versus reward out here is fucking mental, right?
Definitely. I used to do talks to high school people.
In the UK?
No. When I came to Dubai, once I got to Dubai, I started doing. I worked with the CIOB. They have a subsidiary called. At the time, it was Novus. Now it's called. Fuck, I should remember this. Novus leaders or team. Fucking hell. I'll put it right here, yeah, because I do know it. I've worked with them for a long time, but I used to do talks with high school people.
His brain is broken from the quiz that he just
I think my brain isn't just broken from the quiz or the alcohol. It's broken from just a very slow week. I'm not as sharp right now.
Okay, fair enough. So anyway, so you were doing these high school
I used to do
talks
talks for high school people, for people who are just about to, just starting uni or maybe in their mid-sections, whatever. And I used to tell them that the only reason that I got to Dubai in the first place wasn't because I was in this competition at the end of my degree, where I was amongst employers. It's very easy, or it's easy enough to get to these events. It's very easy to get to the events, but how do you portray yourself? I talked to that guy like at least 4 or 5 times on separate occasions, and enough for him to say, "There's a pint, have a pint." You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough, yeah, because you want to get in that relationship where you're colloquial with
I'll
people,
tell.
right?
I wouldn't say anything negative. I would always stick to what I was working on at uni and how it mattered in relation to what he does. So he was a construction consultant. I didn't know anything else. I didn't even know he was in Dubai at the time. I just knew he was in construction. He was one of the main guys that I should be talking to because he knows a lot of shit. And I just kept talking to him about relevant things. So, I used to talk to universities, students, high school guys, and one of the main points I always brought up was networking.
Yeah.
And even if you're getting no benefit out of whatever topic of conversation the seminar was about or anything else, just being that you could be young, you could be old, it doesn't really matter. But being that person that comes forth with a bit of fucking
Just the confidence to talk to somebody and introduce themselves.
If you talk to someone and you get to the point in a conversation where you're like, I need a fucking job, just say, oh, I'm at this place, but I'm looking for something else that'll be blah blah blah.
Because that sets you apart from so much of the crowd. But in the UK, you've got to preempt that really. Whereas in Dubai, I feel like employers are more inclined to say,
If
do
you
you
follow
want to-
the right organisations back in the UK, like it tends to be things that are accredited,
Yeah.
like accredited things that say that, you know, differentiates it. Right, someone can be the best at their job, but they don't follow the groups that adhere to country standards for, you know what I'm saying, like for example, the CIOB is the Construction Institute of Building.
Okay.
So they talk about the standards of construction mainly in the UK, but it's actually globally. It's a certain accreditation that you can achieve that says you adhere to this level of standard
Okay.
officially.
But there's
There's
no
a-
legal requirement for you to get that.
You don't
accreditation.
need it, but employers see it as attractive.
Okay.
And people who go to these events are usually quite, they want to be seen as, you know, someone who adheres to these standards. So you'll find that people, if you say, for example, on LinkedIn, might have CIOB, RICS, something, something or other.
Yeah.
And then you've got all these symbols and you're like, what's that? Well, actually, if you type it in, you'll find it's an accreditation. Like masters, people put that after their name. Doctor, my name is now Doctor this. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Okay.
so it's these accreditations. Those accreditations you can look towards to network. You can use them, because these types of organisations tend to do seminars and things like that. I'm broke. So yeah, and when I went to unis and stuff, yeah, I'd always say networking's key. That's how.
Yeah,
I met,
networking is the key to life, mate.
That's
Yeah,
how I met the
seriously.
boss. That's yeah. And I think, like you said,
Actually, that's a pretty good bit of advice, to be fair. Yeah, whatever you do in life, make sure you network. You never know. Again, I think in the UK it's less. I think in the UK there's too much of a requirement at the minute on CVs, right?
well,
And what grades you get.
this is what I'm saying though, man. Like, if you go to the events, if like you don't, all you need to do in most cases is have an account with that accredited course. Depending on where you want to go down, right? I'm talking about construction, right? To get into those seminars and networking events that I did back then, all I had to do was become a student member or just a member. So you don't need to pay for like the free trials or whatever, but if you go up to there and say register for the event through this account, you don't need to pay for it,
Okay.
whatever, then you show that to the person at the door, like, okay, on you go. What are you going to say? And even if you sneak in, no one's
Okay.
going to ask questions.
Yeah, but that's a bit different. So, like, because I obviously came from a legal background,
Well, I'm sure
people
there's
won't
plenty
even.
of-
But people won't even talk to you unless you've got a degree.
But you don't need to be the person with a degree. You can
What
be
do
the
you mean?
person. You can be the apprentice. You know, I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
but
start.
I didn't do a degree. I was the apprentice, and I was like, fuck. If you go into law and you've not got a degree, it's like a 10-year qualification course that you have to go through, where it's work on the job sort of thing.
But during that,
Take on me.
yeah, I agree with you. But the work that you do as an apprentice or as a junior, even if you're not a junior, you could be like 40 years old.
But you're on a shit salary.
Right, but forget about it, yeah?
What
'Cause
do you mean forget? If you're 40
You're doing,
years
you're
old,
doing a 10-year
you
course.
can't afford to go on a shit salary.
You're doing a course. And who says, what if you're single? What if you've not got kids? And if you have got kids, then follow your fucking dreams, man. If you want to be a lawyer, then go be a lawyer.
Yeah.
But
But
listen,
who's going to support you when you're on 25 to 30k? Because that's what
That's
you're going to be
not-
on. Yeah, no, that is what a paralegal, which is what I was, a paralegal wage is about 25 to 30, maybe 35. for
£1,000
huge bank.
in the UK.
But that's not enough to support a family on. If you're going to do that route, you have to do that
That's the
straight
benefits
out
of
of
being
college.
in the UK. What's your wife doing?
right?
Okay,
So you
yeah,
don't.
if you can be
if you have
supportive.
kids and you don't make above a certain salary, you can apply for other things. Listen, my parents weren't making that much. We still survived. I still got a fucking uni degree. I didn't have to pay for it because I'm from Scotland. Anyway, we're talking about bullshit now. Anyway.
Yeah, no, we are talking about bullshit. Yeah, no. This
All
is
I'm
not
trying to
it.
say is like there are ways and means of doing it. Don't say it's impossible.
I would say, in the UK, there's too much of a focus on what qualifications you have. In Dubai, there's more of a focus on your personality.
There's more of an
That's my point.
entitlement on what qualifications you have.
No,
In Dubai.
no way,
100%,
man.
bro.
No way. I'm telling you, right?
No, you're wrong. I don't want to know what you have
Fuck
to
off.
say.
I've got no qualifications. I did college. I don't have a degree.
No, all
I
I'm saying,
know.
I'm not saying that, like, right, you don't need a degree.
Here we
to-
go. This is the stage of the podcast where Josh and Dan have a fight about something.
I understand where Josh is coming from because you're
I
saying
understand where Dan's
that
coming
you're
from.
you're more or less saying that you don't need a degree to get a job. 100% correct. You can get good jobs in Dubai.
Yep.
There's a lot of opportunity to get one without a degree.
Based on your networking and your passport, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, when I come across to you,
Yeah. As
What?
a massive cunt.
what if I was born somewhere else?
Huh?
What if I had?
A British passport? That'd be the best
Right,
thing.
okay,
I really
right,
can't
right,
stand you, Mrs. Josh. No, I'm sorry, I don't understand your point.
You, what I'm trying to say is, right, yes, I'm from the UK, right, forget about passports and everything else, if you can.
You calling me a racist?
I'm not, but if you can, just try and forget about it.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is that you, without a qualification,
Yeah.
right, you loser. I really apologise. I didn't really mean it, I was just saying that. Because I'm trying to be a dick now that you
See,
called
you'll
me one.
probably edit that out of the video.
I will.
I will leave that in the audio.
Right. All I'm saying is that you, without a qualification,
Yeah.
you managed to get the job easy, right?
Yeah.
Real estate. Okay?
That's my point, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to walk into a legal job out here unless it was an unqualified legal job that probably
But
paid less.
you promoted certain attitudes, charisma, and all sorts of other personality traits that said to someone, you know what, it doesn't fucking matter,
Yeah,
right?
but that's my point.
That's my point as well.
No, I'm saying
All
out
I'm-
here, a
all I'm saying
qualification
is-
doesn't matter.
I'm saying that,
Or it
right,
matters
okay,
less.
because
It matters
I
less.
started the conversation actually, and we'll rewind, literally about the networking scene and the type of people that go to these networking events.
Yeah, but you're
The
saying
type of people
the
that have the
qualifications
titles.
be accepted
There
by
is a
these
difference.
people that
There's a
are-
difference between people who are good at their jobs and the careerists.
Yeah, fine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Get a job with someone who's good at the job.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you fundamentally on that point. In Dubai, employers are more inclined to hire based on the facts of like a gut feeling or on a personality trait that matches with that job. Whereas if you're in the UK, I feel like it's more dependent on you have to have the right qualifications to be hired for this job. And I think that's incorrect.
It could be qualifications. It could be experience. It could be what you're willing to accept in order to progress within that company from start to end. You could have fucking nothing, but you've got a brain.
Yeah.
And if you start as
Can
just
I ask this?
yeah, go on. If you start as a junior, you might be 40. You start as a junior. You're there for 5 years. Now you're 45. Right, you've been there for 5 years more than the next person who's got a fucking degree, who's got this, who's got that. You've got life experience. You know how to talk to people. Can you break your bad habits? Blah blah blah. Now you've got experience with the job. Now you've got experience with that, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Now you're progressing.
Okay.
You can't just get everything at once just because of certain things.
But-
and that's just, and when you find a company like that, which I have a few once or twice. I've had a few interviews in the past where they're like, we are looking for people without the experience because we want to mold them
Yeah.
into our way of things.
Yeah.
And if you just say, listen, I've adapted to this, that, and that.
Yeah,
and
it's because
I've
you
done
might be bringing bad experiences from the previous companies that you have that they will like.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So there's nothing wrong with changing industries, in my opinion. People want to mold you into what they think you're good at and or their company values.
I
So-
agree, but I think we're mixing points here. My
Well,
point is, let's say,
We were talking about opportunity.
yeah, no, and we still are. But my point is, if you apply for the job in the UK, right? I would say generally, and again, this is only speaking from a legal
It
background.
tends to go through application processes, right?
But what's the first thing on that application process? In my experience, that first thing is, let's look at what qualifications they have. So you could be the smartest person in the room in terms of street smarts and knowing the industry, but when you test, you might only get C's. So your CV says C, C, C. You've applied for a job. The job's first requirement is let's look at what qualifications they have. There's some guy that knows nothing about the industry, that doesn't have any street smarts, blah 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 blah, but they can fucking test well. A star, A star, A star. I'm telling you, the recruiter or the head of whoever it is, whatever, the first thing they're going to look at when they receive that CV is, okay, this guy's got, pardon me, this guy's got 3 A stars, this guy's got 3 C's. We're going to get the guy in for the interview that's got the 3 A stars. As standard. Especially, and again, I can only speak for the legal industry, but that's what I think.
It depends on a lot of factors, but I understand where you're coming from. You're totally right.
Whereas if you're in Dubai,
So coming back to opportunity, when it comes to the UK, yes. If you compare it, like we're talking about this, you said 50 years ago, American dream in Dubai. When it comes to the UK, there are a lot of application processes that you need to go through that are incredibly tedious, and they don't see you for who you are. So you need to bring out your personality a little bit more and say the soft skills that you're good at.
but that's if you can even make it to the interview stage.
Yeah,
because
whereas-
so many times in the UK, you get denied the interview because your CV isn't good enough. I've been in Dubai 2 years. I've had 3 different jobs. I haven't updated my CV once.
Right, well, okay, that's good for you, man. Like, I'm saying, I am coming back to this. I'm saying that you didn't need to go through an application process. I'm saying that you didn't need to update your CV. You didn't even need to approach employers, so to speak, except for the first time.
Yeah,
You
because
came
of the
ac-
opportunity.
You
that's
came
in Dubai,
across
yeah.
them. For me, recruiters have been a good help. Like, they will help you with your CV, but you need to make sure and treat them like you're going into an interview. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
of course, yeah.
I'm not saying lie. Say be honest where you can be, because they can give you feedback.
But you've got to promote yourself.
But
as
you
if
have
did
got
the
to
CV, yeah.
promote yourself, and it all comes down to, and what I think and what a lot of people have written about is sales. When it comes to sales and you're selling yourself, if you can sell yourself, if you can sell this, if you can sell that, then obviously selling yourself should be a bit easier, because you can talk about fucking anything that sounds good.
Yeah.
And if you just make points that just click in their head, then they're like, right, that guy is an attractive person to have in my company because of, well, all the points he mentioned, or just the way he was talking. Like, I was engaged.
Yeah.
If you can get someone engaged in a conversation, that's like the fucking first foot in the door, if you ask me.
Out here in Dubai.
And fucking hell, if you're talking to CEOs, right, they're like straight to the point, man. If
Yeah.
you're talking to CEOs, you need to get your point over in a matter of fucking seconds, otherwise they just stop listening.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So engaging with them at first can be hardish, but you get them talking, it's fine. Once you start talking, like, and you're rambling, they just get bored, like.
Yeah, they're out of it. They've got
Yeah.
100 different things on their brain. All they want to hear is concise and to the point, or they're out.
Yeah, you need to be like sure with what you're saying.
Okay.
which can be quite hard.
Yeah, 100%. It can be quite hard. Yeah. All right.
Confidence.
Opportunity, confidence. I think we covered it.
There's so much about opportunity in Dubai.
There is. Yeah. So we came into this recording. We had no talking points. We said it was going to be a quick podcast. We're currently an hour and 7 minutes in.
Classic.
That just goes to prove how big opportunity is out there. Literally on my notes, we've got written quiz, which took up 20 minutes. Opportunity in Dubai and how's the week been? This goes to show how big the opportunity in Dubai is, because we've been rambling now for more than an hour. Granted, we lost 10 minutes with the pizza, so about an hour.
We haven't really scratched the surface with like examples for opportunity. I think
I briefly did, but yeah, it's barely been touched.
Me and you have both done that, yeah. But there's
it's ridiculous.
Once you are integrated into Dubai, right? It's not hard to find someone that can offer you a position, like even if you don't want to take it, right? There's a few times where I've been like, right, I could do that if I wanted to. If I asked, then maybe they'd give me a chance. There's always startups. There's always this. There's always that.
But this is probably a conversation for another day. But is that just in the real estate field?
Not necessarily, no.
No.
Like in most, I guess if you were to stay in one industry, then it's easy to jump around. But once you're into, like, people jump around naturally if they're in an industry, right? Because
that's how you get a pay rise,
reputation is huge, right? So the only way you're going to get a job in the same industry is if, of course, that you've made friends during that and you've proved yourself once or twice where you can go to another employer and say, yeah, I want to go with you because of you're the best or you're better. I don't never slag off the company you were with.
Of course, yeah.
But like you're better or whatever.
Yeah, you can offer me more opportunity.
Yeah, more personal things that I can grow. Or
that's the only reason that people jump company out here, is because it offers more opportunity.
But it's not just that opportunity; it's also salary. When you are,
the salary is opportunity.
When you jump in within the same industry. When you jump within the same industry, you have more opportunity, not just for personal growth, but actually, if you start to recognise your value, you can jump company to increase your salary.
Yeah.
Or if you're, of course, loyal to your own company, then you can say, listen, I believe I'm worth more, and then do your thing, like with your boss.
But that's the thing, there's been a load of news articles on this on BBC, which is a heavily UK-based
I've met a
news network.
I've met a lot of people who have done exactly what I just said.
It's so much harder to be promoted in your company, to get the pay rises that you need and stay in one company, than it is to jump ship.
You know why? You know why? Because employers recognise that people are more comfortable staying than jumping out of their comfort zone and going somewhere else. So if you can jump from company to company, obviously don't do it, within the case of like a few months.
But you should be doing it every couple of years if the pay rise equates to it.
If you go to an employer and you say, I was at this company for 3 months, this company for 4 months, this company for 5, it looks fucking shocking.
But what you should be doing is, if the opportunity to earn more comes along, take it, because then you can go to your new employer and say, the reason I'm jumping around is because I'm so damn good at what I do. I'm getting job offers all over the place. But I can't say, because the UK has this I would actually say salaried jobs in whole, not just the UK, I would say salaried jobs, whatever employee you've got, whether it's in Dubai or whether it's in the UK, they have this attitude that they don't want to increase the wage because they think that's what you're worth. But if you can jump from company to company because it's a wage increase, the only reason you're getting those opportunities is because you're damn good at what you do. So your employer that you're currently with needs to recognise that. And yeah, you're absolutely right. A jump every couple of months looks bad on your CV, but actually it shows you're chasing opportunity. And you should turn that on your employer and say, actually, if I prove to you this is what I'm worth and you continue to pay me what I'm worth, I'm going to stay loyal.
If you have to. But if you have to prove that you're worth a certain amount to get a pay increase, like there's lots of employers, even I can't, never mind. I won't talk about that. But anyway, for example, my brother,
Yeah.
who works in near enough Manchester now, he works with a fire engineering consultancy, and it's not a huge company. It's a smallish consultancy.
An SME.
Yeah, you could say that. But they've recognised his potential in the work that he's doing, and they've increased his salary year on year.
Yeah,
He's been
as
there-
he fucking
they've
should.
done it correctly. Like they've recognised that actually, although he is young, and now he's hitting 25 in April. He's been working with them since he was 22. Right, he's just doing the fucking dog work, the donkey work at the start, but he's like doing it well, and he's actually saving the company a lot of time. So now he's taking his junior wage up to just, we give you a bonus. There's an increase. There's an increase, and
Yeah,
they've just
yeah.
kept giving him increases because he's still getting paid under those who are seniors and have been there for
Because
say
they're
10 years.
seniors, which is
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah,
Because they're paying them the right wage. Now he's still like, maybe 10k gap underneath them, but they recognise that they should still keep going up.
Exactly.
And-
But that's motivation in yourself. If you see yourself increasing year on year,
They've seen
you're
it.
gonna
yeah.
continue doing it, right?
So I don't imagine he'll leave that company because they have, one, they've been training him, two,
Yeah.
they've been treating him right when it comes to money, three, they've recognised where he is, his financial situation, he's come away
Yeah,
from home,
yeah.
and he's adding a lot of value to the company and they want him there.
Yeah, it's a horrible
He's
thing.
young, he's innovative, he's whatever.
Yeah, it's a horrible thing to admit, and not enough people, especially in the UK, do admit this. But money is the driving factor.
It's not, it is and it isn't, right?
No, it is. Money
it can
is
be.
the driving
If
factor.
you walk into a dog shit environment but you're getting paid at the arse,
Fair enough,
yeah,
you'll
you're gonna
probably
hate
just-
your
yeah,
job,
yeah, yeah.
but are you gonna be motivated to do it? Right, you're getting paid, I'll fucking just grind on, but I fucking hate my life until I leave. That's not great. But
No, fair.
if you have a certain well-being in your company, that I don't know, it's an atmosphere, it's how
Yeah,
people
yeah,
get along,
yeah.
it's like even the office, like if it's located where the lighting, the everything, mate.
No, that's a good
Everything
point.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
How
money's
your,
not
how your
the
staff are
driving
treating the
factor. Money's
hierarchy,
such
the
an- Yeah, no,
bonus.
okay, no, I understand. I do
think
understand.
I think
what
money
you're
is obviously key, but at the end of the day, like if you're not happy, then you're gonna end up leaving anyway, because someone's gonna offer you a package that might be slightly less, but less hours.
Yeah,
more
good point,
flexible,
good point.
like, and at the end of the day, and if you read any articles and whatever, they're all gonna,
quiet quitting and all that.
they're
sort
all
of
gonna
stuff,
say
yeah.
like the quiet quitting thing, like no one's taking care of me, no one's paying attention, I'm doing whatever I can, and well, you grind your ass off, you're not getting appreciated. Like
Yeah,
you
no,
can't
so-
have a toxic work environment even if you get paid at the arse.
This moves on to the next level of opportunity that I wanted to get into, but we probably don't have time to this episode, is the opportunity for commission in Dubai. And we've touched on it briefly
There are
before.
a lot of sales jobs out there.
There's a lot of sales jobs out there, but I think again, we won't go into this now, we're going to start wrapping it up, but this is a really good topic for next week. You touched on it briefly, in the sense that you had your best month last month. That's your motivation to keep on doing more. You want to hit your next month bigger, bigger, bigger. Lorenzo, who we had on last week, is a big example of that. He had his best month in his first month, and each month that has strived to
He's
do more.
not satisfied until he almost reaches it, beats
Or
it,
beats it,
smashes
exactly.
it. Like he's just like, right, I was almost there.
Yeah, so
I need
that's
to get it again.
that I think is a really good way to end the episode. It's a big tease on what we're going to talk about next week. The opportunity for commission in a commission-only role, in a real estate role, is fucking dangerous, I would say. I would say it's dangerous because we'll go into it more in depth next week, but
It's
as much as you keep up that motivation and luck, you make your own luck, it is still a huge degree of luck. And you can put in 100-hour weeks and you can still not get the right results, but you can be chasing that commission and chasing that commission and chasing that commission, and you can end up broke as a result. So we won't say any more on it, we'll save that for next week.
Plenty of potential out there. Definitely lots of
Huge
money to
potential,
go around in Dubai.
Oh,
Fucking
shit up.
so much real estate to go on. Like.
Shit up.
And there's plenty of sales jobs out there of different stature, of different industries that people aren't too much aware of when they come to Dubai. They're very distracted by real estate. Anyway, we can talk about this next week.
Yeah, and we will.
We will.
When are you, remind me and remind the viewers, when are you on holiday?
19th of December.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3.
We've got loads of time.
We've got 3 more weeks of Dan. Dan is then away for 2 weeks. Next week we're going to talk some more on opportunity of commission, and we'll think of some other things to do. I don't think we'll jump straight back into another quiz. I think we'll leave it a few episodes.
Yeah,
and then
man,
we'll come back
that's
to a
fucking
quiz.
tough.
No, you were just terrible at it.
You were just
I would genuinely love to know, if you've been listening, did you do better than Dan? Because I thought some of them were
I
quite
definitely
obvious.
gave you plenty of thinking time.
Yeah,
but-
well, yeah. But this is a kid who's been living in Dubai for 4 years.
And I
hasn't he?
didn't get it either. So.
And you got 1.5. So I would genuinely love to know if you did better than Dan. Write to us at brokebrokers2, TWO, at gmail.com. Leave a comment on our YouTube, 2 Broke Brokers. Rate us on Spotify if you can. We've got to start doing this. We're on episode 5. We've got to start
Go on,
promoting
yeah.
ourselves.
Go on.
We genuinely really appreciate you listening. We've been doing this for over a month now. The only reason we're doing it is because you are listening, so we genuinely really appreciate that. We're going to keep on doing it for at least a while, I would say.
And shout out to everyone who's actually still listening. Like, I genuinely am starting to appreciate the listeners. Because we're starting to see they're like people who are coming back repeatedly. I'm like, damn, okay, maybe I am making some sense. Maybe I'm not just rambling on.
No,
So-
you're definitely not, but it's okay because I am making sense.
And sorry for the profanity. I don't actually want to say sorry because if there's some real parts that you have listened to, shit, we are cutting out a little bit.
I would
because there's
genuinely.
there is only so much you can say, and at the end of the day, like, this place is what's making us right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can't
you're
slag
right.
it off too much. We are just, or maybe I'm speaking for myself, I'm a bit of a person, what do you say, pessimistic. I can be, but I like to be real.
Yeah, you're right. No,
I could put a happier tone to things if I wanted to.
See, I care less. So, just so you know, I do the audio edits of this and he does the video edits of this. I care less about what we say because, and by the time this goes out, we may have been handcuffed and our hands chopped off.
But this is the thing,
But-
we don't mean some of the things we say.
This is
Sometimes-
the thing. I think I've got a very dry British sense of humour. If I say something, typically I don't mean it. And I get into a lot of fights with my girlfriend about this. Like, I will say something like...
In the wrong way, but that's what I'm saying. If we're putting
But
it
it's in a
online, we do
jovial
need
way.
to be sort of careful.
See, I don't think we do. Fuck it.
Right. If we were on a stage and it was stand up, right, and we were saying all this bullshit, then people would be like, well, it's supposed to be funny, and we could use the comebacks that the comedians use,
But
and they say things like, well, there's only one reason up here. It's a joke. Like, I'm not saying it because it's factual. I'm not saying it because it's true. I'm saying it because I am up here to make you laugh and make things sound a certain way. Whereas right now, we are confused because we're talking about what's real. We say something that we think is funny, but it sounds a little bit like we mean it. And people don't really know how to take it. So we have got to be a certain level.
Okay, no, that's a good perspective. I hadn't thought about it like that. Yeah. What we're trying to give you the true sense, but we also exaggerate things for humorous effect.
And I've started, I edited episode 3 and I put this black screen that says a lot of this is not factual, it is just certain opinions and blah blah blah, because do not take this as fact, is what I said.
Fuck, mate, that was 2 weeks ago. I can't even remember. What
I'll fuck it, that'll be online before you watch this.
Listen to this, and it definitely won't be. He's the slowest at editing shit
But I'm a
I've
good
ever
one.
seen. You know, consistently with me, except for one example, it's out around about 2 o'clock on a Thursday. We're still on episode 2. I guarantee you, episode 5 of this podcast The audio version will be out before episode 3.
It's the 22nd of November, and we'll see when the fucking video gets posted.
Okay, but I guarantee you the audio version will be posted at 2 o'clock on Thursday.
Right, let's say goodbye.
There we go. Goodbye. Like, comment, subscribe. We're genuinely really appreciative for the listeners, but it goes a long way if you would give us a review or if you would share
Just
us or
listen,
something like
if
that.
you've not got anything to say, that's fine, but just send us a comment and say you're a wanker. The most basic of comments and email, just to say that you're listening. If you've reached it this far, just go into your emails, send us a message, say, you prick.
Please do. Genuinely drop us an email because you don't check the emails, I assume, right?
We'll see about that. Anyway,
Yeah,
goodbye,
but I
have a
do,
good
and I
night.
would love to hear from you. We're enjoying doing this. We want to know that you enjoy hearing from us. If you don't, we'll stop. But we're enjoying it. So yes.
I'm not gonna stop.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's it. Wrap it up.
have a good night.
Haha.
Huh. That's all you gotta say. Have a good night.
Adios, amigos. Should we make that a thing?
No.
Have a good night. Adios, amigos. We appreciate you listening. We're going to carry on doing this for a while, even if no one listens. Episode 3, nobody listened to. That's fine. Episode 4,
Episode
pick
3
that
isn't
up.
online. Thanks. See you later. I'm gonna have to fucking end the pizza here. That's fucking ridiculous.